very good morning. You're watching Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha. Let's start with the headlines. Russia's surprise decision to pull out troops from strife-torn Syria. Vladimir Putin says his troops have fulfilled its objectives. UN Security Council welcomes the move. JNU's high-level committee recommends rustication of 5 students, including Kanhaiya Kumar, Umar Khalid and Anirban Bhattacharya. Recommendation for having violated university rules. Rajya Sabha Ethics Committee takes cognizance of Vijay Mallya case after chairman refers notices by opposition leaders to the panel. Beleaguered businessman refutes statement attributed to him in the foreign media. Enforcement Directorate arrests former Maharashtra Deputy CM and NCP leader Chhagan Bhujbal in money laundering case. Bhujbal alleges political vendetta. And India begin their ICC World T20 campaign against New Zealand in Nagpur today. Well, the big political news of the day. The Enforcement Directorate has arrested former Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister and senior NCP leader Chhagan Bhujbal in a money laundering case. Bhujbal has alleged political vendetta. The NCP has thrown its might against its leader. The Congress, on the other hand, has accused the BJP of launching a concerted attack against the opposition leaders.
Former Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra and senior NCP leader Chhagan Bhujbal has been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate late last night. The arrest has been in connection with a probe into the money laundering case registered against him and others. Bhujbal, who was also PWD minister in the former Congress NCP government in Maharashtra, was questioned for 10 hours before being arrested. Bhujbal alleged political vendetta behind the move. He will be produced in court today. The Enforcement Directorate had filed 2 FIRs against him, his son and nephew, based on FIRs filed by the Mumbai police. The FIRs have been filed in the cases related to the construction scam of the Delhi-based Maharashtra Sadan and the Kalina land grabbing case. The new Maharashtra Sadan was built at a cost of 100 crore rupees. Bhujbal's nephew was arrested by the ED last month and is lodged in the Arthur Road prison. His son has also been questioned in the same case last month. The NCP says it is standing by Bhujbal. The Congress has trained its guns on the BJP.
The entire party, including our big boss Shri Sharad Pawar, is with Mr. Bhujbal in the hour of crisis, and we stand by him. He has worked in the political life, the social life of Maharashtra for the last 45 years. And I think his own network is quite good, and that you can see on the street.
कानून अपना काम करे, लेकिन एक बाढ़ सी आ गई। विरोधियों को उनके ऊपर हमलावर होना भाजपा सरकार की नीत और नियत दोनों बन गई।
There was a strong show of support for Bhujbal as a large number of party workers had gathered outside the ED office raising slogans. Prohibitory orders were put in place and some 30 NCP workers were briefly taken into preventive custody.
वास्तव में फेमा वायोलेशन, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग, मिसयूज ऑफ ऑफिस, इस प्रकार के सब छगन भुजबल के ऊपर चार्जेस है, उनको जवाब देना पड़ेगा। समीर भुजबल अभी तक सब बता नहीं रहा है और मुझे विश्वास है कि ईडी और एसीबी मिलकर ये सिद्ध कर पाएंगे। भुजबल की तो आज से शुरुआत है, आगे आगे देखो क्या होता है।
A charge sheet has also been filed by the Maharashtra Anti-Corruption Bureau against Bhujbal, his son and nephew, and 14 others in the Maharashtra Southern scam. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
JNU Students' Union President Kanhaiya Kumar, Umar Khalid, Anirban Bhattacharya and 2 other students should be rusticated for their alleged role in a controversial event last month at which anti-national slogans were allegedly raised. This recommendation has been made by a high-level committee of the Jawaharlal Nehru University, which has also issued show-cause notices to 21 other students, which also include Kanhaiya Kumar and Umar, who were found guilty of having violated university rules and discipline norms. More details in this news report. A high-level inquiry committee formed to look into the 9th February incident on the Jawaharlal Nehru University campus, has recommended rustication of 5 students, including Students' Union President Kanhaiya Kumar, for violating university rules. The committee also mentions names of Umar Khalid and Anirban Bhattacharya, the other 2 students arrested by the Delhi police on charges of sedition for their alleged role in the controversial event where anti-national slogans were shouted. The committee has also recommended a fine on these students. However, a final call will be taken by the Office of the Chief Proctor and the Vice-Chancellor. A meeting in this connection is likely to be held on Friday. A meeting to discuss the committee's report was held on Monday. Post the meeting, show cause notices were issued to 21 students, including Kanhaiya and Umar, who were found guilty of having violated the university rules and discipline norms. The students have been given time till the 16th of March to reply to the notice, failing which the varsity will presume that they have nothing to say in their defense. News reports suggest those who've been issued show cause notices include the 8 students who were debarred earlier in connection with the case and 10 of those about whom the police had sought information from the university. The remaining 3 are those who had been arrested by the police: Kanhaiya Kumar, Umar Khalid and Anirban Bhattacharya. The high-level committee was formed on the 10th of February to probe the controversial event organized to protest the hanging of Parliament attack convict Afzal Guru. The panel was granted 3 extensions due to non-cooperation from students. Students refused to depose before the panel, demanding the inquiry to be constituted afresh. Finally, the committee put down its recommendations on the basis of evidence available, eyewitness accounts, few students' deposition and other material available on hand. Meanwhile, the Delhi police has asked the JNU administration to help acquire the laptops, mobile phones and other devices of jailed students Umar Khalid and Anirban Bhattacharya. Both students are being investigated by the anti-terror unit of the Delhi police. Protesting against their custody, the JNU students will hold a rally today till the Parliament House. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And here's the latest update on the biennial elections to the Rajya Sabha. Congress leader Anand Sharma has been elected unopposed from Himachal Pradesh. Sharma was the only candidate for the lone Rajya Sabha seat from the state, which fell vacant on the expiry of BJP member Bimla Kashyap's term. Senior Congress leader and former Defence Minister A.K. Antony, JNU Kerala President MP Virendra Kumar and CPIM leader K.S. Soma Prasad have been elected from Kerala. All 5 candidates, including sitting MPs Sukhdev Singh Dhindsa and Naresh Gujral of the Akali Dal, and former state party chiefs Pratap Singh Bajwa and Shamsher Singh Dullo of the Congress, and BJP candidate Shwet Malik were elected unopposed from Punjab. Consensus candidate of the ruling NPF-led Democratic Alliance of Nagaland, KG Kenya, was elected unopposed from Nagaland. The Ethics Committee of the Rajya Sabha has taken cognizance of the issue of Vijay Mallya, who has allegedly defaulted on over 9,000 crore rupees of bank loans. The committee is headed by Congress veteran Karan Singh. The move came after the chairman of the Rajya Sabha acted on the notices given by opposition members on the matter. The 10-member Ethics Committee, headed by Singh, also comprises of Satish Chandra Mishra of the BSP, Avinash Rai Khanna of the BJP, Sharad Yadav of the JDU, and Sitaram Yechuri of the CPIM, among others. Leader of Opposition Ghulam Nabi Azad, Congress MP Pramod Tiwari, and JDU President Sharad Yadav were among the members who had given notice against Mallya to the Rajya Sabha chairman. The next date of the meeting of the panel has not been fixed yet.
The question regarding Vijay Mallya was referred to the Ethics Committee by the Honourable Chairman of the House. We had a meeting fixed for other matters a month or 2 ago. Because it came today, we took cognizance of the reference and we decided to proceed according to our rules.
And the Congress yesterday kept up its offensive on the Vijay Mallya issue, asking the government whether it will seek his deportation from the UK or put his case in cold storage by going in for extradition, as it claimed was done in the matter related to Lalit Modi.
The Congress leaders on Monday raised the issue of industrialist Vijay Mallya leaving the country.
On the time of members who are given 0 hour notice, so tell me quickly.
The party accused the centre of changing the lookout notice issued against him and assisting his departure.
कह रहा हूं विजय माल्या 10,000 करोड़ लेकर जब चला गया तो इन्होंने एक लुकआउट नोटिस जारी की कि उसे जहां भी इमिग्रेशन में मिले उसे गिरफ्तार कर लिया जाए। लेकिन चूंकि इन्हीं के टिकट पर, इन्हीं के समर्थन से वो जीत कर आया था, तो इन्होंने अपनी लुकआउट नोटिस को कैंसिल किया और ये कहा सिर्फ सूचना कर दिया जाए, जिसका फायदा उठाकर विजय माल्या 10,000 करोड़ का आरोपी देश छोड़कर भाग गया।
Deputy Chairman PJ Kurian told Tiwari not to raise the subject in the House. He said the issue should be sent to Ethics Committee of the House.
Tiwari ji, no. This issue was raised here, discussed here. I myself got given ruling that it should be referred to the Ethics Committee.
Congress members' protests over the issue led to a 5-minute recess before the end of 0 hour. Ravindra Sharan, Rajya Sabha TV.
And staying with news from Parliament, opposition parties criticised the general budget in the Lok Sabha yesterday, stating that it presents a rosy picture, but it was just half-baked truth. The NCP also mocked the Achhe Din slogan of the government, stating that good days have come only for the RSS, vis-a-vis graduating from shorts to full pants. Taking part in a debate on the budget 2016-17, Tariq Anwar of the NCP targeted Prime Minister Narendra Modi for giving full marks to it, saying he was acting as an examinee as well as an examiner. Santokh Singh Chaudhary of the Congress called the budget anti-middle class, while Jaiprakash Narayan Yadav of the RJD described it as directionless and hollow. From the government side, Ganesh Singh of the BJP listed the achievements and criticised the opposition for constantly criticising the Prime Minister even when he was working for 18 hours a day to make the country a superpower. Poonam Mahajan of the BJP found the budget extremely progressive and pro-poor, saying it addressed all sections of the society. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley later replied to the debate.
And it is now accepted that last year and this year, and hopefully next year, India has, in this atmosphere of global slowdown, the distinction of being the fastest growing major economy in the world. मैं आज भी मानता हूं कि जो इस देश की क्षमता है, आज इस मंदी के दौर में बाकी दुनिया की तरफ हम देखें, we compare ourselves to the rest of the world, we are doing well. We compare ourselves with our own standards, we can probably do better in a more helpful environment. And when I say helpful environment, I mean both globally a helpful environment and domestically at least an absence of an obstructive environment.
And Lok Sabha saw Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi highlighting the plight of North Indian farmers. As soon as the House met for the day on Monday, Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of heavy rains and hailstorms in the North Indian region. He urged the centre to send a team to assess the damage and demanded a statement by Agriculture Minister Radha Mohan Singh in the House. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Venkaiah Naidu said he had spoken with the Agriculture Minister, who is in touch with the state governments. Rain and hailstorms lashed several parts, including Delhi, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana over the weekend and early this morning as well. According to reports, rains flattened wheat, mustard and coriander crops in all these states.
बेमौसमी बारिश आई, उससे नुकसान हुआ, ओलावृष्टि हुई। अब इतने जबरदस्त जब गेहूं पकने पे था, इस प्रकार से हुआ और सरसों तो उसमें दाना ही पड़ चुका था। गेहूं का सरसों का बड़ा भारी नुकसान है।
हम चाहते हैं कि सरकार जल्दी से जल्दी इस पे एक्शन ले, सेंट्रल टीम जाए, जिन प्रदेशों में नुकसान हुआ है वहां असेस करें।
एक मिनट प्लीज
वहां असेस करें।
आप बैठिए जी।
और जल्दी से जल्दी सरकार एक्शन ले।
पंजाब में पिछले 3-4 दिनों से जो बारिश पड़ी है वो तकरीबन 30 से 40 mm हुई है। इससे फसलों का काफ़ी नुकसान हुआ है। खास करके कई जिलों में तेज़ हवाएं चलने से और ओले पड़ने से लगभग जो कनक गेहूं की फसल है वो उसका लगभग 50% से ज़्यादा उसकी लॉजिंग हो चुकी है।
Time for a short break here on Breakfast News. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10:30 p.m.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, pro-reservation parties have come down hard against the RSS for criticizing reservation demands by affluent sections of the society, as the government assured there would be no change in the reservation policy. At the end of a 3-day conclave on Sunday, the RSS had said it favoured a study to ascertain whether backward classes are actually getting benefits of quotas and called for the need to eradicate caste-based discrimination.
जो संपन्न हैं जिन्होंने तो अधिकार छोड़ने चाहिए, समाज के दुर्बल वर्ग की सहायता करनी चाहिए, उसके स्थान पर अपने लिए आरक्षण मांगना, मैं समझता हूं कि अंबेडकर जी के संविधान के द्वारा दिए हुए जो अधिकार है उसके संदर्भ में सोच की कमी है, ऐसा मैं मानता हूं.
A veiled but strong enough reference to the Jat agitation from the RSS, voicing a strong disapproval of reservation demands by the affluent. Joshi called for an end to caste-based discrimination. The issue echoed in Parliament, with Bahujan Samaj Party and Samajwadi Party leaders raising concern. The government was quick to reassure that there was no rethink on the present social and caste-based reservation policy.
जहां तक सरकार की स्पष्ट नीति है कि आरक्षण की मौजूदा व्यवस्था बनी रहेगी, हर हालत में बनी रहेगी, और जिस प्रस्ताव की आप जिक्र कर रहे हैं उस प्रस्ताव में भी वो नहीं कहा जो आप कहने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं.
Socialist parties like the BSP and SP had hit out hard at the RSS General Secretary's remarks.
आरएसएस के लोग जो इस किस्म की भाषा बोल रहे हैं कि आरक्षण का आधार आर्थिक होना चाहिए, वो असंवैधानिक भाषा बोल रहे हैं, और मुझे नहीं लगता कि उनको संविधान के बारे में जानकारी नहीं है. उनको जानकारी है, वो जानबूझकर तो इस किस्म की भाषा बोलकर जो इन्होंने कुछ लगभग 1 साल से जो ये मुहिम चला रहे हैं कि आरक्षण की समीक्षा होनी चाहिए, तो ये उस दिशा में जा रहे हैं, उस दिशा में की तरफ ये मुड़ रहे हैं.
ये पीएम को इशारा कर रहे हैं कि भाई आप आरक्षण की समीक्षा करके इसको समाप्त करने का काम कीजिए. आरक्षण रहेगा, इसको कोई नहीं मिटा सकता, किसी के बस की बात नहीं है, और ये हमारा संविधान में है. ये आरक्षण घटेगा नहीं, ना समाप्त होगा, ये बल्कि और आने वाले समय में ये बढ़ेगा.
The RSS remarks on income-based reservation come in the wake of agitations by Jats, Kapus and Patidars to widen the ambit of caste-based quotas. Some months back, RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat had called for a review of who had benefited from reservations and to what extent. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
And the Andhra Pradesh Legislative Assembly has defeated a no-confidence motion against the TDP-BJP government by a voice vote. The motion moved by opposition YSR Congress was defeated at the Legislative Assembly late last night. For the lone opposition, it was a humiliating show in the 175-member House. Leader of the opposition, YS Jagan Mohan Reddy, was pushed into a corner for making disparaging remarks against the judiciary during a 9-hour-long debate in the House. He also levelled a series of allegations of corruption against Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu and his government, provoking the TDP-BJP combined to tear into the YSRC chief and put him in the dock. Despite having lost the motion of no confidence, the YSR Congress said it would move a similar motion against Assembly Speaker Kodela Shiv Prasad Rao, accusing him of acting in partisan manner during the no confidence motion. And the government has set up an inquiry committee to probe the issue of missing files related to the case of alleged fake encounter of Ishrat Jahan. B.K. Prasad, Additional Secretary in the Home Ministry, will head the one-man committee and inquire into the circumstances in which the files related to the Ishrat Jahan case went missing. The panel will also find out the person responsible for keeping the files and relevant issues. Few papers relating to the case went missing from the Home Ministry. These include the copy of an affidavit vetted by the Attorney General and submitted in the Gujarat High Court in 2009, and the draft of the second affidavit vetted again by the Attorney General on which changes were made. 2 letters written by the then Home Secretary G.K. Pillai to the then Attorney General late G. Vahanvati and the copy of the draft affidavit are also untraceable. Home Minister Rajnath Singh had disclosed about these missing files in Parliament on the 10th of March. Meanwhile, former Home Minister P. Chidambaram, who is in the dock for having changed the affidavit that mentioned Ishrat Jahan as a Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist, has dismissed the missing files case as a bluff.
We believe that Congress leaders at the very highest levels were involved in this conspiracy to use terrorists to commit unspeakable crimes against very, very important elected leaders. And we believe that this committee will begin to unravel a case that the Congress has been trying very hard to hide.
गृह मंत्री जो हैं इन्होंने जो एफिडेविट दी है जो सीबीआई ने, वो एफिडेविट तो सरकार ने दी है ना, सीबीआई ने दी है। तो क्या सबसे पहले तो सीबीआई से बात करनी चाहिए, फाइल गुम है या फाइल हैं, या जो भी अधिकारी इसकी, जो भी एजेंसीज इसकी जांच कर रही थी, या जो भी एजेंसीज ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट जो एफिडेविट दिए थे, वो एफिडेविट जो है क्या उन्होंने बिल्कुल फर्जी तो नहीं दिए होंगे। तो मुझे लगता है कि बात को उलझा के इस केस को प्रोलॉन्ग करके और उसको ज़िंदा रखना चाहते हैं ताकि उनको एक और जो है सांप्रदायिक मुद्दा मिल सके।
The Supreme Court's decision to resume hearing on the contentious water issue involving Punjab and Haryana has whipped up a political storm in Punjab, where elections are due in less than a year. The row over sharing of the Ravi-Bias water has escalated, with the Punjab Assembly passing a bill against the construction of the Satluj-Yamuna link canal. The Haryana government condemned the action, calling it unconstitutional. Now, with the two neighbouring states ruled by the NDA locked in a bitter confrontation, the centre told the Supreme Court it was not taking sides in this dispute of over 5 decades. The canal was to carry Haryana's share of Ravi-Bias waters. However, along with disallowing the construction of the canal, the new bill also provides transfer of proprietary rights back to the landowners free of cost. The Supreme Court has slated the next hearing for the 17th of March.
पंजाब पूरे देश को खेती अन्न देता है और हमारे पास पानी ना होने कारण हमने एक फैसला किया कि हम पानी, जो पानी नहीं है तो हम कहाँ से दें। सो ये जो एसवाइल का इशू था जो कैनेर पकी थी, सो क्योंकि पास पानी जा नहीं सकता तो पानी है नहीं, इसलिए वो ज़मीन जो एक्वायर की थी वो सब वापस फार्मर्स को जाएगी।
कोई भी प्रदेश कल को कहेगा जिसके उससे पानी जाता है, किसी का पानी रोकेंगे, कोई सड़क पे रोकेगा, फिर क्या होगा देश का। तो ये ऐसे इस किस्म के फैसले जो है केंद्र सरकार को तुरंत दखलंदाज करके और पंजाब को बिल वापस लेना चाहिए।
On to the big international news of the day. Russia has decided to withdraw its troops from Syria. President Vladimir Putin announced his decision, saying Moscow has largely achieved its objectives in Syria. The decision comes at a crucial time when UN-brokered peace talks resume in Geneva. The UN Security Council President welcomed Putin's decision. More details in this report.
Считаю, что задачи, поставленные перед Министерством обороны и вооруженными силами, в целом выполнены. Поэтому приказываю министру обороны с завтрашнего дня начать вывод основной части.
Russian President Vladimir Putin's surprise move out of the blue. After nearly 6 months, the Russian armed forces will pull out from Syria beginning from Tuesday. However, Putin signaled a military presence would continue in the war-torn country. It is still unclear when will Russia complete its withdrawal of troops.
При этом наши пункты базирования морской в Тартусе и авиационные на аэродроме Хмеймим будут функционировать в прежнем режиме.
Putin held a telephonic conversation with Syrian President Bashar al-Assad ahead of his announcement. He also called the US President Barack Obama on Monday and discussed efforts needed to fully implement the cessation of hostilities and to step up diplomatic efforts in Syria to end the 5-year-old civil war. The Syrian opposition and the West welcomed the decision with cautious optimism.
We want, Russian people to be friends in Syria, but not really partners in killing the Syrians. It will be important if this decision is taken. It will be more important if Putin decides to really stand beside the Syrian people, not beside the dictator.
И я прошу Министерство иностранных дел интенсифицировать участие Российской Федерации в организации мирного процесса.
In Geneva, the UN-brokered peace talks resumed on Monday. UN mediator Staffan de Mistura asked both warring sides to seize the opportunity as there is no plan B if the talks fail, with the only alternative, a return to the war.
We have been aiming at 3 rounds. The first round is starting. The second one will be, I would say, a week, 10 days after the new recess, which is 24th. And then that round should be lasting at least 2 weeks. And then the third round would be after another recess. Now, by then, we believe that we should have at least a clear roadmap. I'm not saying an agreement, but a clear roadmap.
Russia began airstrikes in Syria in September 2015, at a time when Assad was losing its ground against rebels. The intervention allowed Syrian government troops to retake 10,000 square kilometers of territory. By supporting its ally, Putin clearly asserted its interests in Syria, which would clearly ensure Moscow a bigger say in what happens at the peace talks in Geneva. Questions still remain on the practical implications of Putin's announcement, as troops will remain in Latakia province, from where Moscow had launched most of its airstrikes. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And for all the other international updates, here's a quick world wrap. Just a day after the Ankara bombings, Turkish warplanes struck Kurdish militant camps in northern Iraq. Turkish security officials have concluded that the Kurdistan Workers' Party was behind Sunday's bombings. Meanwhile, the Turkish president said it is necessary to redefine terrorism to include those who support such acts. Amid rising tensions in the Korean peninsula, North Korea's Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un has ordered tests of a nuclear warhead and several types of ballistic missiles. Meanwhile, the UN human rights investigator for North Korea urged for the prosecution of Kim Jong-un and his officials for committing crimes against humanity. The UN envoy alleged that the country is spending more on developing nuclear warheads while most of its citizens live in poverty. Myanmar's parliament will vote today to pick the country's next president from a group of 3 final candidates. Front-runner for the top post is a long-time confidant of Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi, Ithin Kyo. Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy party won overwhelming majorities in both houses of parliament during the general elections in November 2015. The new president will take office on the 1st of April. The United States has vowed to continue pushing for UNSC action against Iran's recent ballistic missile test despite Russian opposition. Meanwhile, Iran's UN mission issued a statement opposing Monday's council discussion of its missile test. Iran's nuclear test during last week drew international concern and prompted Monday's meeting of the 15-nation Security Council. And on to cricket now. India will begin its campaign in the ICC World T20 by taking on New Zealand in Nagpur today. Both teams are geared up to win the match. It's the form and conditions that favour the home side, but New Zealand will take heart from the fact that India has never defeated them in the T20 matches. More in this report.
A superb build-up run has made India the clear favourites for an unprecedented second World T20 title, but the informed host will have to guard against complacency when they take on a spirited New Zealand in their campaign opener in Nagpur today. The inaugural champions of the tournament have won 10 of their 11 T20 matches this year and have given a morale boost to men in blue.
It's going to be tough, but we would like to focus on our strengths. The oppositions do not matter for us so much at this stage. Obviously, we need to understand the strengths and weaknesses of the opposition players, but it's more to do with the way we have played and continue the same way and probably try to execute the same things that we have done, which has got us success.
New Zealand too is confident, having won 4 out of their last 5 T20 tournaments against Pakistan and Sri Lanka. The Kiwis have also a record of winning all 4 matches played against India. But the Kiwis this time would be missing the firepower and attacking captaincy of Brandon McCallum, who retired recently. The team is led by Kane Williamson with a set of explosive batsmen in Martin Guptill, Colin Munro, Grant Elliott, Ross Taylor and Corey Anderson.
Yeah, we're certainly expecting spin to play a big part in this tournament. I suppose judging by the warm-up games in Mumbai, they perhaps suited seamers and it swung a little bit. It was a very good surface, but from the cricket we've seen here at Nagpur, the spin looks like it'll play a big part. It's important that we adjust our game plans accordingly.
No host country has won the T20 World title in the last 5 editions and none has repeated a title triumph. But will the familiar condition of having played on home pitches help the men in blue script history? That will be answered soon. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And that's it from us in this bulletin. Thanks for your time.